Ajnanatamrandasya Shalakaya Choksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who with the torchlight of knowledge has opened my eyes, which are darkened by the blindness of ignorance. So today I'd just like to talk about being kind to oneself, especially in a spiritual way. My dear Guruji gave us what he called the 10 suggestions, not the 10 commandments. And the first one is know thy own preciousness and beauty, so that you might see it in others. So to know one's own preciousness and beauty, that's a very, that's a wonderful thing. To know that I am precious, I am valuable, very precious, of course, to Krishna, and beauty, that I am beautiful. Of course, we are not talking about the external body, we're talking about the eternal soul. So to know this, to actually know it, not to just to imagine it, but to know that I am precious, to know that I am spiritually beautiful, so that I can see it in others. So we can understand from this that the opposite is also true, that if I do not know my own preciousness and beauty, then I cannot see that others are precious and beautiful. So it's essential, therefore, it's essential to have this knowledge of one's own preciousness and beauty. I'm also reminded, Krishna, once I hear that people say, oh, I'm no good, I'm no this, I'm useless, I'm worthless, and so forth. But we should also know that Krishna doesn't make any junk. And I'm the eternal spirit soul. So that means that I am Krishna's wonderful creation. That soul, as we know, is Satchidananda Vigraha, eternal, full of knowledge, full of bliss. Very wonderful being, very wonderful being. Of course, in the soul, being Krishna's marginal energy, can sometimes become covered. His natural brilliance can become covered by the ignorance of material energy. And in that condition, of course, the soul is not shining. The consciousness is polluted. As they give the example of water, water in its pure state is very nice, very tasty, very healthy, but in its impure condition, not nice. But it can become purified. So similarly, our consciousness can become purified by the grace of Sri Krishna and Gurudev. That consciousness can become purified. In other words, the brilliant, wonderful, ecstatic nature of the soul can be awakened. And in that condition, we can experience this, that I am precious, I am beautiful, and others are precious and beautiful. Just like Prabhupada explains that, yes, we see so much, how can you say, demoniac behavior going on, so much contaminated behavior, especially in this Kali Yuga. But that is actually all external. The soul is under a spell, that conditioned soul is under a spell, and therefore doing all kinds of nonsense. So I should be compassionate. Oh, this soul is doing all kinds of nonsense because he is under the spell of illusion. Let me be compassionate to him and try to awaken him to his Krishna consciousness. In other words, let me hate the sin, but not the sinner. Let me hate the sin, yes, but not the sinner. After all, he's kind of like he's under a spell. He's not his real self. I'm not myself, just like some people say, I'm not myself today. So of course we've not been ourselves for countless lifetimes. Why? Because we've been under the influence of the external material energy. Of course, we are accountable. We cannot blame Krishna or anyone else for that, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that we are personally responsible for all our joys and sorrows. We are personally responsible. Sridhar Maharaj says also that ignorance is no accident. So I am accountable, I'm responsible, I must accept that responsibility. But then as I progress on my own spiritual journey, I can be compassionate toward others. Compassion, as Sridhar Maharaj also says that mercy is higher than justice. Wow, higher than justice. Yeah, justice is there. Yeah, you did this, you did that. Okay, then this is the reaction. But above that is mercy. Just like my Gurudev says that Lord Chaitanya has declared general amnesty